So hey, what's going on my zombie taters? And today, I want to try something new that I have not done, and I'm kind of scared to do. What I'm gonna be doing this video or whatever is I'm gonna be doing something new. Now, people already have like freaking, I think like story mode or story tell Sunday or satire Saturday or something like that. But what this is gonna be is this is gonna be Talking Tuesday for me. And I ended up hurting my back yesterday, so which is why I'm able to make this video. So I'm hoping this video does really well. Anyways, I'm gonna be talking about, like my life, what happened to me like last week or last month or like a couple years ago or something. Now today I want to start off talking about this kid who's in my class who apparently I don't know how to say this, but watches he just started like watching porn in the middle of class. Just like just started watching porn in the middle of class. And it was so freaking weird. Like literally the teacher looked at him and she was just like, what? Because he didn't even have the volume turned down. He didn't. He kept the volume on. Didn't have headphones in or anything. And I was like, oh my god, is this guy an idiot? And I was like, oh my god. Because the thing was, he was at my table. He was sitting next to me. So the teacher thought I was looking at that stuff and just stared at me. Just like cold-hearted stared at me. And once we get out of a class, I end up going to my third hour. I sit down in my third hour, and then I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, yeah, what's up? Then then the principal, he calls me, down to the office, and, because it's really like this, you to come down to the office, please? We need you to go down to the office, please. Thank you. So he sends me down to the freaking office, right? And I'm like, okay, what am I doing? Am I getting like a transfer or something, like a scheduled transfer? So I go down to the office, and then he's like, oh, you were looking at inappropriate videos in class, and the teacher turned us that information in. Those videos aren't not to be shared or watched on school premises. We're gonna have to suspend you. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, I didn't even do that. It was the freaking guy sitting next to me. And I tell the principal that, I'm like, dude, I'm not the one who was watching that. It was literally the kid who was sitting right next to me. And I'm not gonna say the kid's name. I'm just gonna give him the name Johnny, okay? Because Johnny sounds like a guy who would do that. No offense to Johnny's out there. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, wow, okay, so I I'm gonna get suspended for something I didn't do. And he was like, alright, if you could show us proof that you didn't do it, you don't have to be suspended for 3 days, but you will get detention. And I was sitting there thinking in my head, I was like, for what? So I ended up coming up with some proof, and my principal, he's like, I think like 60 years old, 60 something years old. I come with proof. I bring my phone out in my pocket. I turn my phone on. I go into my history, and it's just, full with YouTube and stuff like that. And he's going through my history, and he ends up finding Smith & Wesson knives, because I was looking up knives for Christmas and stuff, what I wanted for Christmas. So I ended up, and he was like, oh, so you're looking up knives in school. I'm like, dude, this is all time. I said, this is like all of my freaking history. It's not just freaking school. Like, this isn't history that I do at school. This isn't the internet history at school. This is history everywhere that I looked up everywhere. And then he's just like, whoa, you're not supposed to be looking up knives and guns and stuff in school. I'm like, I'm not. If you look at the history, it says on Sunday of last week. And then the guy, he's just freaking making me mad. And then I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my god, am I really gonna get in trouble for this? Like, I'm actually mad. Then I was like, oh. And then I was like, whatever, whatever. I said, what are you gonna do to me? He said, well, since now it's only knives, we're only gonna give you lunch detention. I was like, okay, I'll deal with knives, whatever. And he's like, well, you're still not scot-off-free for the inappropriate use of internet in the classroom. I was like, dude, that was not me. So we're going back and forth, you know. And then he's like, you know what, no, we have cameras in the classroom. I'll go look at the cameras and see if it was him or you. Alright, so he's like, alright, just go back to class. I go back to my 3rd hour class. I'm chilling out in there. Then I hear, come back to the office, please. Come back to the office, please. Thank you. And I'm like, really? I said, I swear. So I go back to the office. And he was like, we see that the phone is, right next to you. So we can't clarify if it was that kid or not. Because it was sitting on the table right next to you and next to that kid. So we can't clarify if it's you or not. But someone's gonna have to suffer the consequences. I was like, yeah, who? Because that ain't gonna be me. And the guy was like, you think because you didn't, you think you didn't do it, that you don't have to, I'm like, listen here, dude, you're stuttering, you can't even prove that I freaking, that I'm the one who, looked that up. He said, well, you can't prove that you didn't. I said, yeah, I can. I said, listen, that right there, that's an Android. I own a iPhone, an iPhone 5S. I pulled my phone right back out of my pocket and showed it to him. And I was like, look at the phones in the camera and one in my hand. They do not look the same. He's like, whoa, you could have just have a different phone. I said, listen here, I ain't freaking Drake or whoever that sings that song. I was like, I don't have 2 phones. And then I was like, oh my god, like, I'm actually gonna get suspended for this. Like, I'm actually gonna get suspended. He ended up calling that other kid down. And I tell that kid, I was like, tell him the truth before I get suspended. And you wanna know what the kid says? He said, he was looking at inappropriate videos. I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I'm like, this stupid motherfucker, dude. And then I'm just like, really? Like, you just gonna do that to me? And this just goes on for a complete hour. And the principal has us pull us out our phones. We both sit them on the table. He tells us to unlock them. I unlock mine because, you know, mine's an iPhone, so I just have to put my finger on it. He goes through both of our histories, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. And he ended up finding out that that kid was the one who looked it up. And he was like, oh, I'm terribly sorry, but you're still gonna have to spend lunch with me for looking up knives in school. And I'm just like, oh my god, this old dumb, oh my god. And then I'm just like, okay, whatever, at least, you know, he didn't suspend me or anything. So the next day, I'll come back to school, you know. I already spent my lunch with the principal and stuff, you know, for looking up knives. I go and come to school the next day, and that kid sits next to me in class. And I'm like, really? So he didn't get suspended, but you was gonna suspend me? I was like, oh my god, like, this principal is literally, like, so stupid. I can't handle the stupidity. And then I end up going to his office, uh, like in between classes. I went to his office and I asked him what was the deal. Why was that kid still there? And why was he not suspended? He said, well, we had a discussion and he ended up getting grounded at home, so we don't see a point to suspend him. I'm like, really? You don't see the point in suspending him? And I'm just sitting there thinking in my head, I'm just like, oh my god. I literally go to a retarded school. Like, that, like, really? That's so stupid. But after that, I just quit. I was like, oh my god, whatever. You know, whatever. Let's just zip the knot right there, and I was literally, like, so mad. So, I ended up going back to the school the next day. Everything was good, everything was chill. The principal, he was cool and stuff, and I was like, yeah. So, this is gonna end the video right here, guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this style of video, and I'll see you later, my zombie tape.